2, 1, go. We're back in here. Another day, another video. Yep. And today, back on Codewars, looking at equal sides of an array. And this is a Java exercise from good old Codewars.com. And let's get into the description. You're going to be given an array of integers. Your job is to take that array and find an index n where the sum of the integers to the left of n is equal to the sum of the integers to the right of n. And if there is no index that would make that happen, return -1. Look at some examples. You're given an array that looks like this. You're supposed to find an index where the sum of the items on the left is equal to the sum of the items on the right of the index, and you are not to include the element at that index in your calculations, or your calculations, as some people say. Looking at this example, the answer is 3 because it's index 3. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is the one at that index, where to the left of 4 we have 1, 2, 3, and to the right of 4 we have 3, 2, 1. Obviously the same numbers on both sides, so that's going to be equal. So as it says 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. So in each of these, or in this function, we got to find that index where stuff on the left, the sum of the stuff on the left is equal to the sum of the stuff on the right, not including the element at that index. Looking at the next one. The one right here in the middle. Now, given that array, reading through this, the index solution is 1, which is this one, because in that first position, the sum of the things on the left, which is only 1, and the sum of the things on the right here, they're equal. And you look at these, several numbers over here, how can that be equal? But when you break it down, you look at 50 minus 51, of course that's -1. -1 plus 1 is 0, and then 0 plus 1 is 1. So you got big fat 1 over here, and you got big fat 1 over there. So they are equal sides. So there's another one, another example, and we'll look at this last example just to kind of bring this thing home, and we will get to coding very soon. Scroll down here. Last one, as it says in the instructions. Looking at this one, the answer to this one ends up being 0 because when you're at element 0, the stuff on the left side is 0 because there's nothing to the left, given that you're at the first index. And the sum of everything on the right ends up being 0, so you got 0 on both sides. And I know I'm going through this a little fast, but the real kind of meat of what I'm going to do is going to be in the code, so you guys can take time to review the instructions, on your own. Yep, you're on your own, sort of. But yeah, both sides are going to be 0 because these positive and negative numbers over here are going to add to 0, and then on the left side there's nothing there, so it will be 0. And of course there will be situations where both sides, or there's never equivalence on both sides, and when there's not equivalence, you're going to return that -1. So let's start doing some code here. I think we've cleared or gone through some good examples here provided by the sensei, as they say. And yeah, the language here is in Java, so we got our little boilerplate here on the side, method header and all that. Going to be taking in an array. So, and really the strategy here, I'll type it out a little bit. It's going to be to loop through array, and then at each index, so maybe I'll just type it over here. At each index, get sum of left and right of current index and compare. That's pretty much that's the idea. As we move along, look to the left, sum it. Look to the right, sum it. If they're equal, we leave with that index. If they're not equal, we keep going. Keep the train moving. So I'm going to loop as I usually do about this time. In Java, the length will not have parentheses for an array. Okay, going to put a lot of stuff in this for loop. Going to create an integer, or create integers for the sum of the left and the sum of the right each time. And I'll do the camel case type joint. Okay, and so I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do a couple of loops in here, because I'm gonna do a loop to get the sum of the left and the sum of the right. I don't know about any kind of accumulation or summing methods for arrays. Maybe they're out there. I don't know them, so I'm gonna go for what I know, as they say in hip hop, and do my summon this way. This loop, getting the sum of the left, it's going to be while j is less than I, because I'm going from the beginning of the array up to before I. You know, kind of like if let's say this one is I. My j is going to start here, and I'm going to go up to, but not including I, so I'll probably stop like right here. Not probably, I would stop like right there. So hopefully y'all can see that. All right, keep moving. And sum left is gonna be plus equals the thing at that index. And keep it moving with j++. And then I'm going to set up, and yeah, I got to do int over here for declaration. I'm going to set up another integer, k, and make it equal to I plus 1. And here I'm going to do my right side of the thing. While k is less than the length of the array, because this is going to be the right side. It's going to be from just past I to the end of the array. Sum right, ARRK, increment. Yep. Looking good. So we'll do an if statement, and now we're gonna compare the sum of the left to the sum of the right. If they equal, we're gonna bail out, returning that index. If they're not equal, we're gonna keep going. And let me see where it's the beginning of the loop. Okay. So after the loop, foreclose, like foreclose on a house if you don't pay your mortgage. So after the for loop, if you go all the way through and you don't have an equivalent sum on the left or the right, it's time to Well, of course you're going to leave, but you're going to return -1 as per the instructions. So we tighten it up a little bit here, so maybe we can get more of this on one screen, or a lot of it. I think I'll have to reduce the type, the size of the type. Yeah, I will. But I believe that is all I need to do. So I'm going to run this one. Yeah, looks good there. Attempt. Looks good there. That passes. And so there is a code. Some of the left, some of the right. If they're equal, return the index. If they're not equal, keep looping. And if it gets to the end without finding equivalence, you return -1. I'll reduce the type or the size here a little bit, so maybe this will fit on one view. So if that can be seen, there's all your code right there. I can't expand this window for some reason, or actually I can. Here, yeah. I forgot about this. There's your code. So yes, this is it. This is the solution to equal sides of an array in Java from Codewars. Had fun doing it. Hope y'all liked it. If you didn't, oh well. I'll be seeing y'all, I think. Goodbye.